patient with yourself. Be sweet with yourself. And just enjoy the moment. As you're in this moment, you might notice your breath. You might notice how your body feels, your mind, your emotions, your energy, your life force, whatever that is. experience, individual, collective, or an accumulation of both. And as we work through that, it might feel internally impossible. Logically, it might make sense, but internally, it might feel impossible. We start to think about those moments in the past where we tried to get past the moment and we had a bit of success, but yet here we are again. Another situation creating a similar effect on us. And it just feels and seems so unfair. It feels like perhaps those other things that worked in the past, what's the point of trying them again today? If they really worked, why are you being triggered again? Instead of seeing the progress of taking care of yourself emotionally, internally, mentally, energetically as an ongoing process, sometimes we inconveniently want to just get over and get to the other side and just keep plowing through life, but that is not what life is about. Just like you can eat a healthy meal or a satisfying meal and have your nourishment, it doesn't mean that you never eat another meal again. You continue to eat to nourish yourself. You make good choices on what you bring into your body, and that creates an outcome. You don't just eat one time and then just be upset in the future of, well, I need more nourishment. Why didn't that one meal satisfy everything? It is a process. It is a routine. It takes time and patience. But of course, food is an oversimplification. How we feel on the inside is much more complex than just the desire to eat. There's so many things that show up in our lives that trigger or pull us in multiple directions. And there's a lot of things that we tell ourselves in the process of balancing and healing that are maybe bigger than reality. What I mean by that is this. You've in the past taken the time to work on yourself and heal yourself. And you might have told yourself this fantastical story that if I do this right now, it'll just help in the future and I won't be in this situation again and I'll know how to handle things. And so you did it. You helped yourself. You feel better. And then you go into the future. You have some new scenarios or situations that trigger you in a new way. And you're feeling like, well, should I do what I did before? You don't believe as much as you did before that that thing that helped you to feel better would not only help you in this moment, but help you in the future. You don't see it as I learned a skill that I can use when I need. You might see it as it didn't work the way I thought it would. It was supposed to help now in the future. And so it creates this spiral or this hunger to always want to discover a new way of coping, a new way of doing. Instead of just being patient, doing whatever overseeing for others. Not that others don't have the capacity to do so. It's just they're in the thick of it. So sometimes that constant exposure can also pull you back into something. Or you can choose to stay where you are in the energy of balance. And that's not easy to do. I know for me in my own journey, there's plenty of very, very nice, sweet environments that I had to release myself from because of the constant energy of feeling not just stuck, but the lack of belief within the individuals having the ability to get themselves out. It's okay if that happens from time to time. It's okay if you don't know. But if you want me around, you have to at least have the spark that I'll figure it out. I don't know now, I'll look crazy, I'll figure it out. But it's almost that I've noticed that people find solidarity with others in their pain, but not in the pain towards healing, but in the pain towards staying stuck. It's certain. And the better that you get or someone else gets, the more it isolates that person from this cohesion. A place that brings people warmth can also tear them apart when they heal. And I don't think that that's fair. So in this journey, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes, you have to learn how to heal on your own. You'll still be able to have connections with people, but you may not be a part of some big thing. Who doesn't want to be a part of some big thing that makes you feel like you're a part of something? You may not be, but you could be a part of a bunch of little things. Maybe sometimes it's just you or a couple of people. Whatever that is, it's worth it. Just because a bunch of people think one thing that oftentimes may not be right doesn't mean that it is real. I was talking about this in the My People community, where I said a lot of people can be very attracted to cults because they believe that the cult is right because it's so many people with the same mindset, thinking and reciting and spewing the same things over and over again. And someone on the outside might question, well, rationally this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. But they're so impressed by all these people believing something that may not rationally make sense that it makes them believe it in order to be a part of something. Sometimes people feel so isolated and disconnected from community because of how their relationships were with their families, with their friends, with the different environments they were in, that they desperately will be a part of places that take advantage of them. It's not fair, but it seems to happen. And I say, don't be afraid to be alone. And sometimes alone doesn't even mean by yourself. It could mean 2, 3 people and the different interests you have. Don't be afraid to allow the people around you to have freedom to explore things that are different than you, and you do the same. Don't hold everyone and everything so tight. Allow them to grow and learn and expand, and allow yourself to grow and learn and expand. This is the process of freedom. Many people are so in the thick of their lives that they may not have the time to process this. They're just going through it and they just need support. But if process of healing yourself. Fall in love with the process of curiosity and patience. Fall in love with the process of rediscovery. Fall in love with the process of side quests. Just fall in love with the process. And love is not this commercialized thing. Everything is perfect. Love is a deep desire, deep passion, and deep respect. Sometimes even a bit of reverence for or towards something. Whether that be the connection that someone has with another person, or the connection that you have towards a purpose. Fall in love with that. When we look at the world today and we notice all the chaos, I want you to sit and just be with the moment of, if these things are bothering you, are they bothering you more now than 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35? I mean, it depends on how old you are. Years ago. Why now? Is it because you're living now? Why now? Is it because these things are happening now and they weren't happening then? All of these things that are coming out in the forefront have been happening for years. Sometimes behind the scenes, now in front. So if that is the case, you still deserve to have the ability to find peace in this world, to work towards a world that works, not just for yourself, but for everyone, and to find peace in the process of progress. These things take time. And don't fall victim or prey to wanting to be a part of something so big that you use martyrdom or sacrifice your self-care in order to have solidarity. You can do so many things to help your reality and the reality of others. But learn discernment. Understand what environments and to what level you should participate. And where you feel comfortable, give your energy. Where you feel comfortable, don't feel that you cannot or you're not big enough. Give where you can. And where you don't feel comfortable, you take your time. Again, you don't have to know everything that's going on in the world. But there are some things, whether one or many, that you know well. So continue to deeply learn. The way that we stay connected is everyone learns what they know well, and we share it together. This is not a policing situation in which we're judging each other for how much they show or how much they perform solidarity or activism. What this is this is a place where we heal and we find ways that are accessible to us to help the world heal. And it's not popular. It probably will not make you any money, but it's peaceful. It takes into consideration your nervous system, your body, stress and movement. It takes all of these things into consideration. It's the long haul. Instead of the next couple weeks or year, it starts to think in decades. And being consistent in what you can do over decades is a good thing. Don't let anyone trick you into martyrdom. What you do is you take care of yourself and you create this world in a way that things are equitable for everyone in your own little ways. But you being stressed out, overstimulated, overreactive, feeling helpless and hopeless, doom scrolling in all these different directions aren't going to get you there. At a certain point, you have to get up and say, I will find just an idea. So if that lives within you, be easy on yourself during the process of moving past being stuck or disappointed. That process within you has never left you. It still exists, regardless of what the moment may look like. So just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. this was true. And then you start to realize, no, that wasn't true. What is accessible to you, what is within your control, that's true. It's like, what? So find your truth, find your freedom, find your peace. I've noticed over the journey that finding peace, when I say find your peace, it may not make sense to others. In the beginning of my journey, there was a lot of situations that I needed to be released from that weren't peaceful, and others outside of me could see that. But as I continued to mature in my journey, there were many situations that didn't seem that bad, but I chose to release myself in environments in which it might have been seen as enduring, or it shows how down you are, that I said, no, I release myself in these environments. I'm not going to kill myself for this or that. And so fast forward into the future, the benchmark becomes lower and lower, up to the point where I was talking about how just being in an environment where people are self-loathing, even if they're nice, sweet, even if it's not the intention, that's not the environment for me. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you all were ever a fan of the dog whisperer Cesar Millan. And there was this episode where he wanted to get a new puppy. And as you know, Cesar, he loved pets. And they brought him all of these different dogs. And the breeder thought that he would want the most energetic dog. And they said, I picked this dog out just for you because, you'll love this dog's full of energy. You work with dogs, you'll probably like that. And Caesar, he walks around and he looked for the calmest dog. And he said, that's the dog I want. And they looked so confused, like, why? He said, that dog has good temperament. These other dogs are great, they're full of energy, but you have to train them to get to this dog's, these are puppies, this puppy's natural temperament. This is the dog I need, because when he would bring dogs to come be a part of his pack to help them retrain or reprogram themselves, they learn from the environment they're in. So he wanted dogs that had a calmer natural temperament, and he would work with them as they would help other dogs, from other people to calm down. So then the breeder was like, oh, okay, they didn't expect that. But that's how I feel today. When I go into an environment of people, or even types of situations that just seem too chaotic or too self-loathing, I remove and release myself. And I don't think that people thought that of me. I think that people see that I am very invested in my individual healing work, and they think, oh, look, you got a bunch of potential clients in here. But that's not who I truly am. I always have said to clients that, this is probably bad for business, but I know I'm successful when you stop coming back. Because the goal of what we do here is for you to find your own light. So I don't want you to always have to be coming back and externalize that. Now, I've learned over time that's probably not the best for business, but it's what my intention is and what I do. So, in order to be able to do that, I feel as though I have to be in environments that support me. I feel that I have to be in the right mindset, so I won't go into environments that bring the energy down, or to just say it plainly, are too self-loathing or too toxic, even if it's just a little bit. I business or in the mindset of helping someone get there. I want to see people get further than just the regular. And so that means over time, the environments I'm in have changed. And it's been so helpful for me. Like any person, when you see too much sadness or calamity, all the time it impacts you. I remember I had a season of teaching where just everyone was going through it, and it just felt overwhelming because many times as I'm teaching esoteric aspects and principles and this and that, there's just nothing I can say to make it better. All I can do in a lot of these situations is just listen and be there. But to genuinely listen and be there for everyone who has a problem is very tough. And so over time, I started to learn, there will be people that I am fine doing that with. But in order for me to get to where I'm going, as my story continues to build and unfold, I can no longer be in that kind of environment. And within the esoteric world, those are most of the environments, esoteric and religious world. A lot of people are preyed on because of their trauma. A lot of people are preyed on because of their discontent. And though the goal is that people feel better, it's really not that people are solved. A lot of times in these environments, of what I notice is that the goal is that you become addicted to the environment so you feel better in the moment, but you don't actually change what needs to change so that you'll feel that you're in a place of peace and calm. Number one, to change what you need to change to get to a place of peace and calm, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of individual work, self-work, all these things. And those environments may not be equipped to do that, especially on an individual level. Also, it's not good for business. The more well people are, if you're in the business of taking care of the downtrodden, the less trodden people are, the less business you have. So you see these kind of cult mentalities and gloom and doom kind of things, and kind of scaring people as a way to incentivize them to take some type of action. And that's just not anything that I connect to or I like. It doesn't make sense. And again, at the end of the day, whatever's out here, as you all know, I'm not invested in what you believe in for the divine. Whether you believe in something or not, I don't really care about that. That's your business. I will speak for myself and myself only. Whatever is out here, whether something is or is not, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know. But whatever's out here, I think sometimes you just have to do things just to do what's right. And the moral compass of right doesn't mean that everybody comes and congratulates you, or you do things for show and you document every aspect of it so people know. No, sometimes you just have to do things for right because you realize the accumulation of selfish activity that takes advantage of a few people will eventually reach you and take advantage of you. Environments in which we're not paying attention to how we impact other people, where that's not coming into consideration, not that you are living your life for other people, but simply just being a decent human being, will eventually encroach on your life. So just do the right thing so that we can build an equitable life, so that you can have peace and balance. You may not have billions of dollars, okay? But at least you could have financial stability, health stability, security, happiness, connectedness. Those things are important. You see all these people with all this money and they're miserable. How's that possible? How do you have all this money and you're still miserable? Doesn't make any sense. It might mean that we need things, but there's enough resources in the world where many people can find what they need to be satisfied. Not just a few people hoarding and then they're not even happy. What's the point? What is the point of that? How are you going to hoard stuff you're not even happy? Doesn't even make sense. So this is all sharing communication, but I don't feel that my life is up for critique and consumption. The work I do, sure, that's fine, but my life, I feel like, belongs to me. The people that I care about, that bring me so much joy, they're mine, or I feel a stewardship to protect that. And it's surprising, over the years I've met people who realized that I was on social media and they liked me because of that, and I realized, oh, I think you like me because of this and not because you actually like me. So I think it kind of hurt their feelings a little bit when I wouldn't post them, or I wouldn't do this, or I wouldn't do that. And I would, get my feelings hurt, because I'm like, first and foremost, I have an excellent personality. I am hilarious. I'm fun. I'm easygoing. I'm a good time. Okay. And I'm open-minded to like different experiences. So first and foremost, you weren't about being posted, but I am a catch. Okay. The energy is super easy, and I'm also a very low maintenance type of friend. I'm a catch. But again, everybody are looking for different things in different seasons of their life, and so I had to disconnect from those types of people too. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. No, because when you have friendships in your life, or I'll say when I have friendships in my life, I want to deeply know people. I want to deeply understand people within boundaries, of course. We're not, on the phone 24/7 just talking about everything. But I'm invested in my friends' lives, and they're, doing well within appropriate boundaries. But if they don't know who they are, if they think that reality is just what you post, the imaginary world of what you post about your imaginary life, and not really the moments of connectedness that you have, or the moments that you have of connectedness even with yourself, then it's gonna be hard to be around someone like me, because I understand the superficial aspects of anything that has to do with social media, or anything that has to do with any kind of marketing. But I am a uncomfortably deep person, and over time, with great boundaries, I found a nice balance of truly caring and understanding and investing and learning and being curious, and not being too, like, oh, now I'm sucked in, I feel like I gotta take action to help someone, And when I look under the surface and there's nothing there, again, when I say nothing, I mean like everyone has things they care about, everybody has things that are interesting to them, but these type of people are still finding themselves, and they don't even know it. It's one thing if you say, I'm finding myself, I'm in the process. That makes sense to me. But someone might be finding themselves seeking identity, seeking counsel, and they don't even know it. That puts me in an uncomfortable situation, because I'm being put on a pedestal. And in any relationships in my life, we are on an equal playing field. We're on an equal ground, because what I've realized is that in these relationships where you're put on a pedestal, where you're love bombed, or people are looking or being aspirational towards you, they think you have like moral superiority. The moment that you need to go to them it's just, it served its purpose, and you can move forward. You don't have to feel guilty staying somewhere that you've just outgrown. It's okay. And it also gives us a moment to appreciate those spaces and people and energy that we can still grow with. And boundaries, of course. The process is always about getting closer and finding ourselves. And it's always lovely when, from time to time, we can do it with others. Not because we're looking for validation for others, but simply we as Homo sapiens are a communal species. It's the only reason why we're able to advance the way we are. We're communal, even though we're more isolated now. Everything exists in the ability of this interconnectedness. So that's a part of our mental, emotional, and physical health, to be in connection with other people. So we definitely shouldn't take it for granted, and we should definitely be in environments that support us. And just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and applied practice, and I only open that up now in the fall. So if you're interested in that'll be open in the fall, and I'm just not doing it year round anymore. It takes a lot to create a learning environment for people. So I hope that any of these things can be helpful for you. I really love that we post almost every day on the My People community. It's just a nice kind of break from, or maybe add to the other stuff. So the word My People is not like like, what is this, it's not like, oh, YouTube, like a bunch of people are on My People. No, I made that name up. It comes from my grandmother. I was trying to understand as a kid my very spiritual grandmother and why she always wanted to go to church. And then she like broke it down to me one day. She's like, I don't go to church to learn. I can learn by myself. I go there to be with my people. And so then that became like this cultural, spiritual, like political aspect of things that it came together. I saw her as a whole woman as opposed to just this character in my life who is my grandmother. And it moved me so much that I created the My People community about 2 years ago. And so really lovely there. And it's also